Hello, welcome back for another video, and we're back for another mod spotlight. Today I'm going to be diving into one of the few premium mods in ARK Survival Ascended, where I am going to be showcasing the premium mod map FORGLAR from Snowytrain Studios. I had previously showcased the free version of the FORGLAR map in a video a few months back, and if you did watch that video, you would remember that I had some very positive words to say about the map. So I was extremely excited when a premium version was announced. To be able to enjoy the premium version of this map, you will have to dish out a sum of $10, which for me I had to pay around 12 British pounds due to an extra VAT cost. So the final cost may vary when you go through the checkout depending on your country. This map can be played cross-platform and does feel much larger than the island map. The bigger, the better in my opinion. So what has been added as opposed to the free version? Well, in all honesty, a lot has been added. A variety of biomes and new biomes to explore, including dense jungles with quirky landmarks scattered throughout. I always find myself discovering new areas and points of interest when out exploring. When I think I've seen everything there is to see, something new always pops up. And what I love about FORGLAR's jungle is the attention to detail. It never ever looks the same, which is something a lot of jungles in ARK tend to look like. I said it before and I'll say it again. I find myself being constantly wowed by this map at every turn. The green obelisk can also be found deep in the jungle. This is where you will be able to summon the Broodmother boss. It's evident of the time and effort that's gone into designing the obelisk for this map, with each obelisk having their own unique design and cosmetic features. The crystal beaches were one of the first areas to be fully completed in the free version, which definitely gives off Pirates of the Caribbean vibes with the color of the rocks, white sandy beaches, and design style with the combination of all the natural skull rock formations that can be seen around the entire map. These crystal beaches can be considered a decent starting area for new survivors. However, there can also be a few hostile spawns, typically when you head further inland. And on the higher cliffs, you'll find plenty of Argentavis spawning, which is very welcoming for me, as I like to skip taming pteranodons and go straight for the RGs. Further west of the crystal beaches, you will find a large swamp biome to explore, filled with the usual suspects of dangerous creatures, which we naturally expect of any swamp in ARK. However, in my opinion, this is the most beautiful swamp I have ever seen in ARK. I hate swamps, but this could be the only swamp in ARK that might tempt me to build in one. There is a lot of character to this swamp when compared to other swamps in ARK. In the western part of the map lies the Redwoods forest, which of course is almost a staple within any ARK map, sharing similar qualities to that of any other Redwoods biome in the game. However, it does literally include an Ewok village, straight out of Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi, and I am loving this. Honestly, it's about time we've finally seen something like this in ARK. Take a look at all the Lord of the Rings references from the Fjordo map from ARK Survival Evolved. I'm actually very surprised we haven't seen anything like an Ewok village in the Redwoods before, as it is the perfect foundation for it. Maybe I am mistaken, but I cannot remember seeing anything remotely as close to this. It's super cool. Also within the Redwoods lies the fourth obelisk on the map, the yellow obelisk. Yes, I did say the yellow one. Overgrown, mysterious, and located at the highest peak in the Redwoods. It does have a terminal to access, but as of now you cannot summon any bosses from this obelisk, so maybe we might even see a new boss in the future. Who knows? Just like the free version, it has its own version of a carnival island, where the most dangerous of creatures reside. This also does remind me of a set from the Star Wars movies. It looks peaceful and majestic from afar, but as soon as you travel within closer proximity, it becomes a dark, gloomy, and mysterious island, and does have its own separate weather system, where it is forever raining, thundering, and lightning. I will admit the lighting of the island is a little too yellow for my liking. I don't actually remember it being this yellow when I played the free version, but then again I haven't played the free version in months, so just a teeny little bit of criticism. That being said, I do love this island, and of course it does have its own ocean biome. It does seem very similar to any other ocean biome. Nothing really stands out to me so far from what I've seen, and this will be my only negative feedback of the map. Personally, I'm not a big fan on ocean exploration as a whole, but as far as I know, there are no artifact caves in the ocean on FORGLAR. FORGLAR. And even though I'm not a big fan of the ocean, I do love the underwater caves from the island map. Having underwater artifact caves does really add a lot of exploration value, and I love how challenging those underwater caves are. It gives us more of an incentive to go out and tame all those aquatic beauties, to aid in beating those caves and retrieving the artifacts, so I believe that is the only thing missing for me. There are, however, some nice resources to be had down there. For example, these harvestable black pearl clams, which is always a great feature. Moving on to the brand new desert biome, which of course is filled with all those scorched earth DLC beauties that you want to tame. Plenty of sand, hot temperatures, and dangers around every corner, just as expected from any desert in ARK. But what you might not expect is running into the corrupted Giga mini boss, which will spawn around the outer desert dunes, which seems to spawn at level 10, but don't be fooled, it still has a whopping 190,000 health, so you better run or be well prepared to take it down. And if you do prevail in slaying the beast, you will be rewarded with a lovely 50 element and a Gamma Broodmother trophy. Moving to the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to climate is the much anticipated new Snow Biome, and I am a big sucker for the Snow Biome. It is probably my favourite biome of all, and I was pleasantly surprised when checking out this one. I honestly think it's the best Snow Biome in the game right now. It is absolutely massive, brutal, and of course full of the most dangerous of creatures. It has so much character and many unique features to explore, and I'm a firm believer that the snow biome of every map needs to be much more threatening when it comes to climate. It actually needs to be freezing cold, which is something maps like the island and the center do not emphasize enough in my honest opinion, while FORGLAR will give those snow biome lovers a challenge to remember, or not to remember. It all depends on whether or not you enjoy thriving and surviving in temperatures at an average of below -50 degrees centigrade. It's ridiculously cold, and will rival temperatures of the Ragnarok's Murder Snow and Fjorda's Jotunheim from ARK Survival Evolved. Added to this, the weather is treacherous. Stuck in a never-ending snowstorm where visibility can be very low, only the craziest of survivors will want to inhabit this region. It is everything that I want from a snow biome, which admittedly may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I do love a good cup of tea. As always, the blue obelisk can be located in the heart of the snow biome. This is where you'll be able to summon the Megapithecus boss. Also, isn't this the coolest obelisk design you've ever seen? The final new and complete biome is the Lava Biome, and I do hate the fact that I am saying this, but this is what the center's Lava Island should have been. With black sands as far as the eye can see, black rocks and cliffs towering through the sky, it is dark, scary, and full of the most dangerous of creatures, including the wyvern. There is now a giant wyvern trench, where you'll be able to find, snatch and grab yourself any egg of the 3 wyvern variants in the game: the poison, the fire, and the lightning, which I'm pretty certain in saying that this is a feature we all love to see from new maps. Everyone loves a wyvern trench. Home to the lava biome is also the red obelisk, which is where you'll be able to summon the dragon boss. And if we take a quick look at the in-game map, it does have a nice detailed map, which I really love the look of. And if we look to the north in the direct center, we can see a biome named the Magic Land. This is an incomplete area which at the moment is stuck behind the world barrier and is currently inaccessible. It is stated in the mod description that the map is 87% complete, and that the map will be fully complete in September this year. Who knows what to expect, but I'm really looking forward to it. More added map features include varieties of temples and ruins. After playing in the center for a few weeks now, I have come to appreciate all the natural ruins in the game. The temples look awesome and even have accessible structures inside, so they can make for some really cool base locations. I'm a big fan of ruins. There is a lot of ruins scattered throughout the map, ready to explore and sink your teeth into. There is also these cool little villages that I've discovered that include a load of pre-made structures that can be freely accessed, like smithies for example, and a bunch of cool structures from the Bob's Tall Tales DLC pack like windmills, oil lampposts, and water reservoirs. There are a number of new awesome and challenging artifact caves, which will include the lava cave, 2 snow caves which bear resemblance to the hard snow cave from the island map, filled with similar dangerous threats inside: polar bears, palovians, carnivorous, yetis, the usual suspects. And I do believe all of these can spawn up to level 400. I've definitely seen level 300 plus in these caves, so if you're not careful enough, they can tear you a new one. I'd say the snow caves will be very challenging. Most of these caves will also offer a variety of loot crates. Another cave I wanted to showcase was the bee cave, which is also an artifact cave filled with roaming giant queen bees that you can potentially tame, and of course plenty of harvestable beehives that can be harvested for honey and organic polymer by the bucket load. And I love the crystallized bee cave from ARK Survival Evolved, so this was a very welcoming surprise for me, and this is just a small example of the caves on the map. The Broodmother, the Megapithecus, and the Dragon all have their own respective new boss arenas. I honestly do prefer the arenas from the base game, but I do love the fact that it does add to the experience of playing a whole new map. But I will admit, I'm a big fan of the new Broodmother arena. On the subject of bosses, there are now two new mini bosses, a rock golem boss and a Spino boss, both having large health pools and able to deal a lot of damage. So they aren't exactly a walk in the park. They can be summoned from a mini boss terminal in a cave near the desert biome, with the golem requiring Artifact of the Devourer, Artifact of the Immune, and 800 Metal Ingot to summon, and the Spino requiring Artifact of the Pack, the Artifact of the Skylord, and 200 Hide to summon, with both having a Survivor level 55 requirement to be able to teleport to the arenas. Both also have their own unique boss arenas and can be battled just like any other bosses, and once slain will spawn a loot crate in the arena, rewarding you with 50 Element, the Gamma Brood trophy, and a nice bit of tasty loot to go with it. Lovely jubbly. The map also adds new resource nodes and collectibles. So for example, we have these lit up lava-like trees, which can be found on Lava Island. Ever heard of the saying, money doesn't grow on trees? Well, on FORGLAR, it does. These can be harvested for a ton of electronics. Eggs can be found in the Snow Biome Penguin Island and on the Carnivore Island in the southwestern part of the map, which can be harvested for organic poly. The black pearl clams that we already briefly showcased, you can also find these on the ground in the Spino mini boss arena, so be sure to grab those when it's safe to do so. To summarize, is $10 a lot of money for a map that isn't yet fully complete? Maybe it is. I personally don't think so, as it is almost 100% complete. It would be awesome to see an exclusive DLC creature come with the map, but that's just me being greedy. In my honest opinion, FORGLAR is one hell of a map, and I've explored almost every free and premium mod map under the sun, and this is the best one by far, and is the most complete as a whole. If you are looking for a new adventure and can afford the map, I would highly recommend it. The modders are consistently adding updates to the map, which I do believe there will be an update coming at the end of this month. They seem like great people and really do care about what the fans want to see, and are very attentive in listening to their fans, especially in regards to bugs and glitches people encounter when playing, and are very quick in troubleshooting bug fixes. I do highly recommend joining their Discord to easily keep up to date with any information and future updates. I will stick a link in the description of the video and in a pinned comment. And that is also going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if it was helpful in any way, please do like, share and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think of this map. I do plan on showcasing each of the premium mod maps in this type of format, and will most likely be checking out Temptress Lagoon next. So if that is a map that tickles your fancy, stay tuned, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, goodbye.